So, everybody, people want me to talk about the Zelda movie, and there's no information about this movie other than a couple people involved and a tweet from Miyamoto saying, "This is Miyamoto. We've been working on the project for a live-action Zelda Legend of Zelda movie for many years with Avi Arad, who's been worked on many hit movies. You get the idea. Anyway, it will take some time to complete, so please look forward to it. Live-action Zelda. Apparently this movie was in discussion for a decade, which is kind of nuts. So really, all I can say before I even do any research is if I was 15, this would be amazing news because when I was younger, I wanted desperately to see a Zelda movie or a TV show or something. Now, I'm kind of just like, whatever. I don't think it matters that much. I'm okay with live action if if they find a tone for the movie that works, which I don't know, like The Witcher kind of had its own thing, but I was going to say the beginning, there were some episodes of The Witcher before it got really bad where I thought like they kind of got it right. And then there's the Castlevania show, which has its moments as well, where I thought they got some of it right, and then it got very comic booky. But it's possible to do these things. That wasn't live action, but I think it's possible to make a good Zelda movie. I don't know what that movie is, and I don't know what the tone would be, but you definitely have to cast Ryan Gosling as Link. No, don't do that. It's going to be Timothée Chalamet. Wait, no, it's not. God, it's going to be Tom Holland. Oh, boy. Well, I like the Mario movie. It's a fine movie. I liked it more than I didn't. That's animated. It's very, very basic. But at the very least, I felt like it was Mario movie and not just trying to be Mario movie, if that makes any sense. The 1993 movie, as much as it sucks, I at least appreciate how weird it is. And I liked the live-action Mario. And, you know, I think it worked out in its own weird way. I still watch it once in a while. It's not great, but I like it. So I kind of feel like live action isn't the worst way to go, especially I don't think Illumination is kind of up to the task for a Zelda film. But yeah, there's always been a million like live action Zelda things that people have made on YouTube. There's been, live action like April Fool's jokes from IGN like nearly fucking 18 years ago at this point, whatever it was. There were fan castings, Nicolas Cage as Ganondorf, all that stuff. So, I don't know. I'm not really expecting very much from it. But let's see. We've got some filmography. So, Avi Arad, or Arad. Let's take a look. This is the stuff he has produced. Daredevil, Hulk, Punisher, Spider-Man 2, Elektra, Man-Thing, Fantastic Four, X-Men The Last Stand, oof, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man 3. Okay, so Spider-Man 2 is a good one. I really like that one. Iron Man, the first one, good. Bratz. Okay, the other Spider-Man's movies with, what's his name? I'll get his name eventually. Garfield, the cat. Into the Spider-Verse, Morbius. Oh no. Oh no. Wait a minute, I have just the video for this. Where is it? I was looking for a clip of Rich Evans saying, this movie's gonna be terrible. Well, alright. It looks like we've got the writer, Derek Connolly is the script writer, who has written Safety Not Guaranteed, which is kind of a fun movie. Jurassic World, which, oh boy. Uh-oh. Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World Dominion, Rise of Skywalker. Oh no. Okay, hang on. I read about this. apparently, since it was an old version he wrote, or like he didn't do very much work on it, apparently it's just that's part of the crediting system. And I think it's more J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio that gave us the final script. I'm just saying, but Jurassic World Dominion and Fallen Kingdom, oof. Detective Pikachu is pretty good. I'm not seeing a lot of things that give me hope here. So, isn't this dude's version the one where he wrote, he lost the Star Wars? He lost The Legend of Zelda. I don't know. I haven't seen... I have seen Kong Skull Island, I think. It's okay. Colonel, this is Miyamoto. I'm working with the worst people in the industry. No, I think, listen, I really wanted this when I was younger, as I said. I don't know if I want it now. I feel like it's a little hard to go by track record sometimes because people have so many different projects. People are credited to so many things, but that doesn't necessarily mean they took it over the finish line. So if it stays true to the series, it could work. But how much is there? If they're going to tell the story of just generic Zelda, it's princess is captured, save princess and kingdom, Ganon bad, get Triforce. I mean, how much is there for a film? So I think if you're going to do a story for a Zelda game, I think the one that I would most like to see is something like, they could do a Lord of the Rings kind of thing where the Triforce, I always thought the Triforce was like the ring in a way, where it corrupts pretty absolutely because people just end up getting their wish. And if you do something with like a light world, dark world kind of thing, where maybe Ganon wins, kind of like Bane, and you get to see what happens, I think that could be kind of interesting. You can't just have a damsel in distress anymore because it's the year of our Lord, so they probably have to go with a different thing. It's like, Luigi being the one captured, so that you got to do that. Maybe Tingle could be captured and Link really wants his roommate back. I don't know. I'm not sure. But you could do Link and Sheik teaming up. And Impa, like, there's different ways to go about it where it could be awesome, actually. But I think it's a matter of figuring out the tone and what is the tone of Zelda. I don't fucking know. There's so many different Zelda games. You got, like, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask. They get a little darker. You have more whimsical. You have more just, like, kind of basic hero saves princess from the earlier games. I like Ocarina of Time in that Child Link, there's a lot of subtext there with Child Link losing his childhood and having to do this thing that changes him, irreparably. I think that's, like, there's some good story stuff there. But also you could do that with the Triforce being like the ring. Maybe there's something here that we're missing, but I don't know how this is going to work. And also Link speaking and Link doing things that are going to be more interesting than him just kind of like fighting. So we have to give Link a character now because he's not really had one a whole lot aside from, "Excuse me, princess." So, yeah, and I don't have any casting other than Anya Taylor-Joy being Princess Zelda, because she was already Princess Peach, so why not? I think Link having an internal monologue is better than Link speaking. That's hard to do in a film, though. Idris Elba might make a good Ganondorf. Sure. Well, he's got that ability. Should it be PG or PG-13? I would say it might not feel like Zelda if it's PG-13, if they try to go for more... I mean, I don't know. And listen, if Miyamoto has been working on this for 10 years, in my mind, Miyamoto's type of Zelda that he wants is more Wind Waker. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could see it being a more whimsical movie. Maybe... Do you know, chat, what might work? The first half of Fellowship of the Ring. I wonder if that kind of tone No, I don't mean... What I mean by that is, like, there's the Shire. It's all goofy and silly. And then they introduce the Nazgul. They introduce darker elements. And then the characters have to set off on the hero's journey. And maybe... I don't know, maybe there's some way to go about that. So... I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to say. So, Twilight Princess? Maybe. Anyway, this is all just speculation because, as noted, we have no information other than, Colonel, this is Miyamoto. I've been making a Zelda movie with my cheeks for the past 10 years. I've hired some of the worst executives in Hollywood to make this happen. J.J. Abrams is set to direct. So, well, that's not going to happen. How many dungeons will the movie have? That's another thing. Like, how essential to a Zelda movie would dungeons be? Because they're so essential to the formula of the games. What do you retain for a film? There's something about Zelda that I think would lend itself more to, like, Adventure of the Week TV show and animated. Like, I think of that Twilight Princess dungeon where you have Yeto and Yeti, and, like, you have to get the soup. Like, there's a story there. That is a great 30-minute episode of a show where Link is going through this kind of, like, you know, weird house, and, like, he finds out these little story twists. He has to fight the thing, and then it's over. To me, that's kind of neat. Again, there are things I like about the Castlevania TV show, the seasons I did watch, and I feel like that is almost a good template to a degree. Like, you can do Monster of the Week shit. When The Witcher was at its best, it did good Monster of the Week shit. To me, at least. But live-action movie is a little harder, because, again, the Mario... I know Zelda's a different... Last thing I'll say is this. Zelda's a different franchise than Mario. Mario is the Mickey Mouse, Mr. Nintendo... Everybody's got to watch this movie and get something out of it. Here's a little fun for the people who grew up with Mario. Here's stuff for the kids. Zelda has been so many different things. And Zelda has a very, very kind of basic storyline a lot of times that can get interesting, but usually is just kind of like, all right, well, now explore the world. And you're learning about the characters in the world through your own actions and exploring Hyrule. And I like that more than... Sometimes I like that more than the main quest. Like, fucking Majora's Mask, to me, is the best Zelda ever got narratively. Because you learn about these individual stories, and there's a real palpable dread, and there's a human kind of element to, like, oh god, what are these people thinking? Like, some of them are leaving, some of them aren't, some of them are getting married, some of them are fucking dying. It's crazy. Well, not crazy, but you know what I mean. It's a really good storytelling device that might not work for what Miyamoto might want. And if they're going to try to go for Zelda for all audiences, I think it could fall flat. But also, that Dungeons and Dragons movie that just came out was apparently good. Obviously, I love Lord of the Rings. Like, there's ways to achieve that mischievous, almost, not mischievous, but like kind of a more light tone with fantasy adventure. So, chat, give me some casting for Link. Let's play this game. Who do you think you would like to play Link? Timothy? Don't know. Ryan Gosling? Well, I was joking about Ryan Gosling. He's in his 40s now. I don't know if they want a 40-year-old Link. Macaulay Culkin? Too old. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Not bad. Danny DeVito is Tingle. That's a good one. Seth Rogen? Please go. Someone mostly unknown. Correct. I think, at least. I think that's a good answer, because you know what? You can have some Hollywood Timothy Chalamet do it, but Link doesn't really... Link is an empty canvas for a film. So I think you can just kind of do casting, see a couple hundred people, and be like, oh, this is the energy we like for this character. I think that's a good answer. How about Zelda? Rich Evans is the shop salesman. Like, this is pretty good. Zelda Hunter Schafer. I don't know who that is. Maybe I won't know who a lot of these people are. Anya. Seth Rogen again. Please go again. The main actor from The Bear. What, as Link? He would make a good Willy Wonka. Ray Seahorn from Saul. Zelda Williams is Zelda. I mean, you know what? Dye your hair blonde. See what happens. Ronan, psoriasis Ronan. Very good. How about Beetle? Should they cast Ringo? No, there was a good casting choice for Beetle I saw online, and I forgot what it was. Dimitri Martin. I can see that. Tom Holland as Beetle. Just too much Tom Holland in this world, chat. I gotta be honest, man. Too much. Michael Cera. Adam Driver. He can play... You know what? Adam Driver might make a good Ganondorf. And I'm not just saying that because I saw him on Conan's podcast live. I'm just saying Adam Driver has the intensity required to do pretty much any villain role, maybe. So... I think that could be fun. I mean, he's got the nose for it. He's kind of lanky. Yeah, he could bulk up. Dude, just do some weights and they give him a little bit of a bodysuit. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, listen, even Han Solo, like he played Han Solo's son, he has kind of almost a Harrison Ford-esque nose. That's a good feature, I think, is having a prominent schnoz. But it works for him. He's an unconventionally attractive dude that works in his roles. Which is why Ganondorf, it would be perfect, because so many people want to fuck Ganondorf, and it makes no goddamn sense, by the way. And, you know, I think it would work. And then people will, like, ship Ganondorf and Impa. It'll be like Impendorf, and it'll be real weird. And then, you know, people will take the wrong things from the movie and start a fandom around that one particular thing. And then look back on their lives in 10 years and say to themselves, my God, what have I done? So what other questions do you have for me, chat? Matt Berry? Just throw him in there. Just throw him in there. Oh, Nandor. The guy who plays Nandor can play Ganondorf. All right. Do you have any other... no. Do you have questions about the Zelda movie? I don't have anything else to say, really. Until we see a trailer... This is, like I said before, this is just because people keep asking me, and I figure I would have my answer in one easy place to find it. Should they have the Master Sword in the movie or save it for the sequel? Put it in the sequel. Because that way then you could build up to it. There's some, like, again, if there's a successful Zelda franchise, you can just tell different stories from the different games. But again, I think it's just going to be a really hard tone to get right, I think. If they ask you to be in it, will you do it? Well, that's a very silly question. Of course I would. Oh, but like, why would they ever? Will the movie be open world or linear? That just broke my brain, thank you. We know what's happening, we don't know when it might take 10 years again. I see. That's true. I'm relieved they aren't trying to make a formulaic kids movie, but I still have my doubts. Same. Who should compose? Howard Shore. What kind of musical score do you want? This. This is perfect. You can even have this composer. Would you want Kid Link or Adult Link? Therein lies a question, which I almost now feel like my Ocarina of Time idea is my favorite. And then, yeah, I guess you would do the Master Sword, because you could start with an unknown actor who's younger, and then they pick up the sword, and then they're older. I think there's a story in there somewhere. I don't know how it would be told, but if I had to choose one, I would go for an adult, because you do not want to watch children in your films. Like, most child actors it's tough because it's hard to find good ones. And I also think that if you're going to rest an entire movie on that, it works better in animation and not live action unless you have a really, really talented child actor. So I think go for an adult Link who is maybe like a Twilight Princess aged Link. I feel like that could work. That's what I would do. As an expert, please say who should play Fledge. Fledge. I don't know. A young Pee Wee Herman. A young Paul Rubens. Well, in any case, that's really all I got, chat. I don't know. This movie is like a weird thing. The Mario movie was a little easier to talk about because you know it's animated and you can kind of get an idea for how they want to correct the mistakes of previous Mario movie. Whereas Zelda movie, to me, is just kind of mind-breaking a little bit because it's just so outside the realm of what I want to see from this franchise or what I would expect to see from it. So I don't really have a lot more. I don't know. It could go so many different ways. Knowing it's live action is weird because I would have said for sure it would have been animated, but now that we're getting successful Mario movie, we will get more video game movies. It's just, that's the next Marvel, everybody. Like it or not, comic book movies, you know, those are kind of slowly coming to, an end. Marvel's like delaying movies. They're in panic mode. You know, they're still making good money, make no mistake, but the prestige of it all is kind of like fading and diminishing. They're making movies about like cell phones, like the BlackBerry now. So I said it before, but expect a lot of video game movies. There's going to be a lot of bad ones, but now that people are older that grew up with video games, there's going to be more talented directors that understand the tone of these things and not like Uwe Boll shit movies. Like, we're actually probably going to end up getting some good video game movies, which is exciting. But I think they should probably have done a Metroid movie first. And that would have been a good one because that you can really like mine from a lot of great sci-fi movies. But, for fantasy, you have a lot too. Princess Bride. You have, Lord of the Rings. Like I said, there's some Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So, yeah. Expect more. And then eventually they'll all team up. Live-action Link and animated Mario are going to team up against, I guess, Karl Marx. No, Marx from the Kirby games. Why not? Chat, watch Robin Hood Men in Tights. And that is what I would do for a Zelda movie. Alright, I'm going to go, everyone. Thanks for watching the stream today. It was fun. RoboCop was good. And I'm really appreciative of you being here early. I gotta go get some food. And I really hope that you have a great day. I'll see you on Sunday with a bunch of, corruptions probably. And a lot of other random things. And also, Dead Space will be next week. So I'm going to try to finish up some stuff next week. And hopefully, then we'll have a little bit more of a clear schedule for Mario RPG. Should be fun. Later.